Shabbat Shalom. Um, Pretty much Ezra and Reuben said very similar things to what I was going to say. What's interesting is I think the theme of this week is to be zealous for Hashem. And in the actual Torah portion, it's one of the only times that there's this level of blessing the fathers, telling who the 5 daughters of Zelophehad come from. In verse 1 of chapter 27, it says, of Numbers, of Midbar, it says, the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 generations. 6 generations were elevated, were blessed by the decision and the, I wouldn't say brazenness, but just the need to stand up before the community and say, hey, this is a right that needs to be wrong. This is a wrong that needs to be righted. This is a huge issue. Now, the daughters, or the in the midrash, one of the midrash says the Zelophehad was the man who was caught picking up sticks, who was put to death by picking up sticks. You know, that we got the seat from the blue tekelet. And so even just by them standing up, they were able to redeem him in a good light. Probably because he was a righteous man, and one bad decision caused his death. He was able to be rectified. And so some of our Hasidic teachers tell us that we can actually do that for our ancestors as well. But what's interesting is this happens in youth. And I would endure the young people to when Hashem gives you makes you passionate about something, to follow that passion. Maybe it's good to go until an adult, or sometimes there's not time. Sometimes when something's wrong, you need to call it out immediately. You know, there's a lady, there's a young lady that is famous in the world. She's been famous for several years now, and of course it's been skewed to the wrong way. But we have this lady from, I believe she's from Sweden, and she had a now some of it's manufactured, but she felt bad about the environment, and she went through and was able to have a forum, and by all that she became like a famous person, and she raised a bunch of awareness, and I think a lot of times maybe people take young people for granted, and I think one of the reasons why our sages link Jeremiah to this portion is because Jeremiah is another one of those who was zealous, but he was also young. He says he was a young man, which is, according to probably the Torah, it would probably be 12, 13, 14, well, 13, 14, 15 years old. Certainly not, an elder, certainly not one. And he's thinking, who's going to listen to me? I'm a young man, and Hashem put the words in his mouth. So, uh, when Hashem puts those things in your heart, says he stirs us toward jealousy, like the story of the Sota, which the woman caught in adultery. It says Hashem himself sends the spirit of jealousy, right? So there's at times when Hashem is saying, look, what's happening is wrong. And as we get older, we get calluses, right? We are like, okay, well, I know that if I stand up, then I'm going to be in trouble. People are going to look differently about me. Sometimes, in the case of Phineas, the great leaders, Aaron and Miriam and Moshe, none of them stopped the man. And some midrash said that he and his woman that he got stabbed with went into the actual Mishkan, Parsha Shalom, and some other was saying it was just a general house of just a general house, general. But it was like a important thing. But either way, there was a time to act, and there was the time of talking, and the time it had to be addressed immediately. The midrash goes into great detail of saying, well, he didn't violate his. So it's pretty interesting stories. If you ever had a chance to go and look at it, about what Phineas had to do to maintain, not being defiled. There's stories of, the spear, being super long, and it not bending, and he was able to carry both of them, and the blood immediately, coagulated. Anyways, the point is that he was jealous. He was zealous. He was zealous, and he made a decision, the right decision, in the moment of time. We live in a world that says certain things are right, and if Hashem is telling you what they're saying is wrong, then go ahead and take the step and say that we should address it. So that's I believe what Hashem is telling us this week. Shabbat Shalom.